Later, Jimmy Fallon night. Elizabeth Olsen, NBC.
Vegas, let's go! This is it. It all comes down to this. We could be witnessing history. Oh, my goodness.
A 2-hour Ninja Warrior, Monday on NBC.
Okay, here we go.
Judges are heading to stage.
Welcome to the new. Ready to see some talent?
It's 11 o'clock. AmeriGuard Security would like to remind you to set your alarm and check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response. Remember, AmeriGuards it.
First segment of Fresno proudly supports tonight's first segment of Local News That Matters. A Community Commitment Award winner, Lithia Subaru of Fresno. KC24 News begins with your forecast first. From your local weather authority.
I'm Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox. It is still very hot out there. The heat advisory continues until this time tomorrow night. So we have one whole day to get through with the real hot stuff. 89 degrees right now in Fresno, still 91 in Hanford, 85 in Visalia, and also in Porterville. The heat risk is at a moderate level, according to the National Weather Service. Do all the things you know to stay safe. Seek out the shade and air conditioning and drink a lot of water for the next 24 hours for sure. Looking at our valley cam, this is a live view from block construction on the north side of Fresno. There are still a few clouds out there, but things are starting to clear up a little bit. Leftover showers over the Sierra Nevada. They're going to be on their way out tonight, but they may return tomorrow afternoon, at least isolatedly so. But otherwise, mostly clear skies for tomorrow. Back to extreme heat, 105 degrees, a few days in the 90s, and then we have to talk about a tropical system that's going to be coming our way. I'll have your complete forecast coming up. KC24 News at 11 starts right now.
Local news that matters. This is KC24 News at 11.
It's all about the children. We have an area that is very special.
Tonight, the ongoing battle over a new pot shop in Fresno. The community of Pinedale packing City Hall. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Alex Balakian. Much more on our top story in a moment, but we begin with some breaking news. An officer-involved shooting in the city of Mendota, where a suspect was shot around 7:30 in the 600 block of Marie Street. Our Juanita Adame on scene. And Juanita, we're just getting in new developments just moments ago. What can you tell us?
Well, Alexon, we are on the corner of 6th and Lolita here in Mendota. It's still a very active scene, and I'm going to step out of the way and show you what is happening here. What we know right now is this was an officer-involved shooting. It was a Mendota police officer who fired the shot at the suspect. This happened at about 7:30, like you said, in the 600 block of Marie Street here in Mendota. We have been told that the Fresno County Sheriff's Office will take over this investigation. Now, we're still waiting for details from the Sheriff's Office and an update on that suspect's condition. What we do know is that no officers have been injured. The condition of the suspect, again, is not known at this time. We also don't have any details on what led to this shooting or any information on this Mendota police officer, how long he's been with the department, or, like we said, what led to this shooting. But we will have every detail as it becomes available. Check back on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Live here in Mendota, Juanita Adame, KC24, local news that matters.
Juanita, thank you. The approved pot shop in Pinedale, where the community has sparked lots of controversy, as hundreds packing Fresno City Hall for a hearing tonight. The dispensary Embark, looking to set up a new store at Blackstone in Pinedale. The city's planning commission did hear from the CEO of Embark, Lauren Carpenter, about the details over the dispensary and regulations that they will follow. Carpenter said Embark is licensed both locally and statewide and would bring around 20 jobs to the community. However, Pinedale residents have been very vocal about not wanting the marijuana dispensary shop near their homes, school, and businesses.
Honestly, I am in favor of them bringing the cannabis dispensary in because now it won't be able just to give any kids weed. They can't just go in there and buy it.
It's all about the children. We have an area that is very special. The children, a lot of them walk to places to eat.
And discussion did go late into the night. The Planning Commission, along with the City Council, are expected to vote on it in the weeks to come. A former Merced County Sheriff's Sergeant facing a judge today after being hit with multiple assault charges. New body cam footage tonight capturing the physical confrontation where the sergeant is seen kicking a man in the head. Dustin Witt resigned in June after the sheriff's office launched an internal affairs investigation into allegations of excessive use of force during arrests back in March. He pled not guilty to all charges today in court. The sheriff's office released new body cam video of that incident. We want to warn you before we show it here. That video is very graphic. Here is that footage. It shows Witt pulling over Lewis Jackson here for a suspected DUI crash. Jackson admits he was drinking, prompting Witt and another deputy to try to get him to take a sobriety test. Things quickly escalated from there, pushing and shoving. Jackson tased, and then it appears Witt kicked Jackson in the head multiple times and put his foot on his neck. Merced County Sheriff Vern Warnke says he will not tolerate this type of behavior in his department. Witt expected to be back in court September 22nd. A crackdown on retail theft. We have new data from the CHP where over $20 million in merchandise has been stolen since 2019. And tonight, a Fresno City Council member says they want to put a bigger spotlight on tackling retail theft. It has become the new norm in many cities across the state. One solution being pushed by Council member Mike Carbasi could be installing more cameras at businesses and letting thieves know they're connected to police. The city is calling it Project Spotlight, and the most recent city budget has $100,000 allocated for it. The CHP says retail theft in Fresno, Visalia, Bakersfield, and Modesto have the highest numbers of retail theft in the central part of the state. Councilmember Carbasi says the project could be expanded if it goes well, but for now, it's mainly a message to thieves.
What this program is going to do is specifically let criminals know that we are watching and not to come into our town. The $31 million isn't chump change. It's serious money. When criminals steal this money, that means that as customers, our residents are forced to pay more for goods.
And the project is still getting started. Carbasi says they're starting to work with Fresno police to get it off the ground. All right, we do want to continue with our breaking story that was at the top of the show. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office on scene there in Mendota at this officer-involved shooting. And we want to have a live press conference now from the PIO for the Sheriff's Office, Tony Body. Let's listen in.
It was a woman who was in distress. She said that there was a man inside her house and that he was threatening to kill her. Officers got on scene as they were approaching the home. They learned that the man had a knife and was trying to attack the woman. By the time the Mendota police officers got inside the house, what they saw was the suspect on top of the victim attempting to stab her. It was at that time that one Mendota police officer fired his weapon, striking the suspect. They immediately started rendering aid for the suspect once they found it safe and reasonable to do so. They got him transported by ambulance off to the hospital. While en route to the hospital, he did end up passing away. Due to this being an officer-involved shooting, the sheriff's office was called to take over the investigation. What we've learned is that the suspect, who's approximately 30 years old, very well known by Mendota police, has a lengthy criminal record. He was involved in an on-again, off-again dating relationship with the victim. Unknown why he showed up today and what the issue might have been behind this provoked attack. But ultimately what happened is Mendota police saw the suspect in a position where he could really overpower this woman and in position to kill her by holding this knife. And they acted very swiftly, firing at the suspect and stopping him from being a threat any longer.
Can you tell us where the suspect was shot?
We're not going to get into specifics right now of where he was shot. That's going to be part of the investigation. We still need to interview the officers that are involved. So to protect the integrity of their statements, we're going to leave that out for right now.
You know, you said he was known to police in this area. What kind of activities, or was it other domestic violence assaults? Was it gang related? Can you tell us more about his past?
He's said to be a homeless man in the area. He has a drug problem. He's known to be violent. He's had some assault with a deadly weapon arrests. So again, Mendota being a smaller city, they get to know who their criminal element is pretty well. And so once they saw the name of who this was, they recognized him very quickly.
Do you have any probation, warrants, anything like that for this guy?
I don't know anything more extensive on the suspect right now. We're in the infancy stages of researching more about him. This is where the investigation really starts to slow down. The important thing is that the threat has been neutralized. The female victim sustained minor injuries to her hands, thankfully. And again, you know, thankfully, these officers getting here within minutes of the call, making entry into that house, and putting an end to the suspect before he could seriously hurt or even take the life of this woman.
Did the woman have a restraining order against the suspect?
Unknown on that right now. We'll look into that later.
Can you tell us a little bit about the officer, the history of how long he's been with the department?
You know, I haven't gotten any history yet on the officer. You know, we're still going to have to dig into that to figure out his how long he's been with the department.
And then how long do you guys expect to have this closed off?
We're really just getting into the investigation. We finished a briefing now, you know, doing some witness interviews. We'll have to get inside the home. So we'll probably be here all night. Hopefully by the time the sun is coming up, we can kind of return this neighborhood back to normal as people get up and off to work and school, and hopefully we'll have everything wrapped up.
Is there anyone else inside the home at the time?
We did have another witness. I don't know if they were actually in the house or just nearby, but we did have another good person that we were able to talk to corroborate some of the information that we got.
Yes, if there's anything else you want to say or what happens next in the investigation?
You know, just a message about the severity of domestic violence. I know in Fresno County, we're tops in the state per capita when it comes to these domestic violence incidents. And to see it, you know, rise to this level where a woman almost lost her life, if not for officers being there so quickly. We can't say it enough for if you're a victim of domestic violence, whether it gets physical or whether it's just verbal, look for the signs early. You know in your heart if it's not comfortable to seek help, to try and get out of that relationship, confide in a loved one, go to the Marjorie Mason Center. We just ask you to take advantage of what's in place to help protect you and hopefully save your life.
That's Tony Body, the PIO for the Fresno County Sheriff's Office. This is a breaking story that we're following in Mendota, where Tony Body says a man armed with a knife went inside a home there in Mendota, attacked a woman, and that called to police, and they acted quickly, shooting the suspect. That suspect died on the way to the hospital. We'll have much more on this story, not only on air, but also on yourcentralvalley.com. All right, still to come here at 11, an island getaway that turned into a nightmare.
You heard screaming, we heard animals crying, screaming too, and it was this scene from hell.
We talked to a Fresno family tonight who survived the Maui wildfires by jumping into the ocean.
Your weather headlines for tonight. The heat advisory continues for one more day. Temperatures are going to then back off a little bit as we get into the weekend, but looking at the next week, there's a potential for rain, if not likely, from what's left over of tropical Storm Hillary currently brewing in the eastern Pacific. Your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. Staying in the high range through Saturday, but dropping down quite a bit on Sunday. Ragweed and juniper, the predominant pollens. I'll have your complete forecast as Ksee 24 News continues.
Rain or shine, cold or hot, Ksee 24 is your local weather authority. The weather team you can trust. Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox on Ksee 24 News at 5, 6, and 11. And forecaster Ruben Contreras on Ksee Sunrise and Midday. Track the weather with accurate updates from the time you wake up to the end of the day. Ksee 24, your local weather authority.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. A 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an extra-large touchscreen. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Get to Subaru of Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
Tonight, NBC is coming out with an 8-part series on dinosaurs called Surviving Earth. Spoiler alert, they don't.
Jimmy has Elizabeth Olsen and Gaten Matarazzo all playing charades.
Squid Games!
Yes! Fallon's on.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy.
Stay off the freeways.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
From the fiery depths of the Devil's Kitchen, jalapeno, habanero, and pepper jack tormented the mouths of the brave flavor of Carl's Jr.'s El Diablo burger will be gone.
Until next time.
Ksee 24 News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services. Now, AMS certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox with your local weather authority forecast.
Well, it turns out today was a little hotter than we even said earlier. 105 was the early report. Now, 106 was the high temperature. It happened after the 6 o'clock hour when this temperature finally came our way. 6 degrees off the record set back in 2020. We got a heat advisory still through not only the Central Valley, the San Joaquin Valley, but also into the Sacramento Valley. And it's going to expire tomorrow night about this time, 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So we got one more really hot day to get through. 89 is where we are currently. 91 in Hanford, 83 in Madera, 85 in Visalia, with dew points in the lower to upper 60s, almost 70 degrees for a dew point. Anything 60 and above is uncomfortable for us that live on the western side of the Sierra Nevada. Valley Cam, powered by Eagle Mountain Casino. Eagle Mountain Casino. We have some clouds that are hard to see at night, but they are there. Our live radar shows that over the Tulare County Mountains, we still have some isolated showers that are happening. And according to our wider view, we see all this energy coming in from the south. And looking forward into next week, what's going to be coming from Tropical Storm Hillary, turning into a hurricane very likely in the next day and a half, and then moving right up the shoreline towards us. In the next 24 hours, clearing skies, and those clearing skies are going to allow it to be quite a bit hotter. Your solar forecast brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Higher numbers with all the extra sunshine coming our way. 79 tonight with clouds clearing. It's still very warm, still very humid. Tomorrow, hot and humid, and that's why we still have a heat advisory. 105 the expected high. We drop to the 90s on Friday, and then the weekend we continue to drop a little bit. Increasing clouds, the remnants of Hillary giving us our chance of showers with temperatures dropping into the 80s, and then recovering back into the 90s as skies clear into the middle of next week. Your regional forecast is available on our website at yourcentralvalley.com, so please go check it out there. Potential for showers and thunderstorms even on Monday of next week, and it'll still be very humid, even though low 80s looks great. It's going to be a sticky day.
We're not used to it.
No, this is going to be tropical stuff.
Yeah. All right, AJ, thanks. All right, it's that time where we get to check in with Scott Bemis. All right, Scott, what you got?
Oh, we're going to check in with the Fresno State football team as a coach and quarterback discuss the development of the offense. Plus, we had arguably the most exciting play in baseball tonight in San Diego. Bemis is best on the way next.
Enter the Cutest Pet Contest in August. Go to yourcentralvalley.com/cutestpet. Share a picture or tell us how adopting your pet changed your life. You could win a $200 gift card. It's the Cutest Pet Contest, brought to you by Fresno Neon Sign Company.
We're busy. I get it. So Stanton Optical works with your schedule. Buy online, pick up in store same day, and get a free fitting. I mean, look at my to-do list. Skip the wait. Get your kids' glasses made the same day, only at Stanton Optical.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and the Accord. With available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda. The most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
You're watching Ksee 24, local news that matters.
At Stanton Optical, you get great value on eye care, including contacts. Right now, get a 1-year supply of AccuView Oasis and an eye exam for only $189. Scan now to book your eye exam. Yay, technology.
Summer won't last forever, but with a great selection of vehicles during Toyota's national sales event, there's still time to capture new memories. With friends and family. Before it all flies by.
Get low 3.99% APR financing on the legendary Tacoma. Or lease a Tacoma SR5 double cab 4x4 for as low as $399 a month.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
We're now less than 3 weeks away from the Bulldogs season opener, and excitement is building, especially amongst the Fresno State students. According to a tweet from Fresno State Athletics, they've already sold a record number of student season tickets at this point compared to previous seasons. Meantime, the Dogs held practice number 11 of fall camp Wednesday, which gave the coaching staff another opportunity to evaluate Keene and Fife, the 2 quarterbacks battling it out for the starting job. Of course, whoever wins that battle will be working with a relatively inexperienced wide receiver group. That group struggled a little bit during the spring preview, but the good news is everybody's talking about.
I think we've identified kind of who the top guys are at each spot, and then it's just a matter of figuring out really kind of where they fit and how do we kind of build that around them, and then ultimately same thing with the quarterback. You know, it's been competitive between those guys. And now it's about how do we put the right cast around them in the right situations.
We had a little bit of struggle with that in the spring. People weren't on the same page. You're not used to the speeds. You're not used to the route timing. And now that everybody's kind of been in the system for at least a while, it's good to be on the same page as everybody.
Eric Brooks and Mac Delana have the most Bulldog experience of the returning receivers, but don't be surprised if the Dogs also get contributions from redshirt freshman Jalen Moss, who you see there, redshirt sophomore Josiah Freeman, who you number 5 this season. Finally, that video from Wednesday, a little better than the rest. It's Beams' best.
Here comes Fernando. He's going to steal home. Fernando Tatis Jr. just walked in.
Wow. Oh, yeah, the steal of home, arguably the most exciting play in baseball. Fernando's thievery helped the Padres beat the Orioles 5-2. Perhaps more importantly, also gets Tatis a coveted spot in Bemis' best. You know, the Padres have won 2 in a row now, but that pales in comparison to the Dodgers, who beat the Brewers Wednesday night. They've won 10 straight and 14 of 15. The news continues after the break.
Seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. Get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a 2023 Ford F-150 XLT.
I'm attorney Tom Dunyan. People ask me all the time, will you take my small case? Every case is important at our law firm, no matter the size. Whether you have a $20,000 case or a multi-million-dollar case, you'll get our full attention. Call us. It's just that easy.
No matter what's happening outside with the Lennox Ultimate Comfort System, it's always perfect inside. Not just perfect air, perfectly tuned to your home air. And operates whisper quiet.
The Lennox Ultimate Comfort System. Perfect air, fully realized. Don't you wish everything was perfect? Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning today.
Major wildfires can happen anytime,
You need to be ready to evacuate early before the fire gets too close. Review your 5-minute plan and figure out multiple escape routes. Pre-pack essentials ahead of time and keep an eye on the fire weather updates. Most importantly, don't wait for the evacuation orders. By leaving early, you avoid congestion and help firefighters respond. Go early and stay safe. Your California firefighters are on your side.
Monopoly's back, now at Save Mart. Come kick off the season with our Shop and Score game that'll have you cheering for more. Play for a chance at over $25 million in prizes and money-saving offers like this, and this, or even this. Or try to win $100,000 in guaranteed prize money. Shop your favorite brands sporting the Monopoly tag for unlimited game tickets. And get ready to win at Save Mart.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. Get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a 2023 Ford F-150 XLT.
Now YourCentralValley.com, pros who know.
At United Health Centers, we are open evenings and weekends for all of your after-hour and urgent health care needs. Call or visit our website for hours and locations near you.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
This is KC24 News at 11.
A Fresno family came face to face with the ferocious flames of the Maui wildfires. Their dream vacation turned nightmare. Viviana Yvonne sat down with the family today, recalling the moment they had to make that life and death decision.
What was supposed to be a dream vacation for the Ponce-Lincoln family in Lahaina quickly turned into a nightmare.
We heard screaming, we heard animals crying, screaming too, and it was this scene from hell.
They started their vacation on August 2nd. Days later, they were caught in the deadliest wildfire in U.S. history.
I knew there was a fire going on in Lahaina. The winds were so strong, there was no power anywhere in Lahaina, up north.
They were staying in a condo in a nearby town. That's when they tried to make it to the airport. When they got to the city, there was already a large amount of traffic.
Out of nowhere, you hear like PD and fire driving around. You see the smoke getting bigger from up the hill as it's coming down.
When they drove onto Front Street, they quickly realized they were stuck in a major gridlock.
You could really see the flames up north. People were trying to go that way, but they were coming back to don't go that way. There's fire over there. And down south, you can see the smoke and then you can see the flames too. I'm like, wow, this is real. We're stuck.
Visay, his wife, Christine, and his 5 children remained in the car for as long as they could. Then they left with all they could carry and made their way to the seawall.
We got in the water. Thank goodness that wood, that 4x6 wood, that was out there for us to hold on to. That really did save our life. It kept us together.
This video that has since made its way around the world shows the family and some locals clinging to a piece of wood for dear life.
We put clothing around my children's face, my wife's face as best as we could. I didn't cover my face, but I was more concerned about them.
Christine and her 5 children who don't know how to swim tried to stay close to the shore while battling 60-mile-per-hour winds and waves that were crashing against them.
2 to 3 hours, that was just it. And when the winds came through with burning the buildings, the embers were flying, you couldn't breathe, you were suffocating.
Though they don't know how to swim, they still tried to paddle away from the flames to safety.
Because we thought we could make it to this other beach up north, but there's a big, it was too deep, and we kind of went too far, and we were drowning. My head was in the water.
Survival was a team effort for the family during their time in the ocean.
I was just so scared, and I know that they were scared. I was so proud of them. They did so good. My daughter said, "Mommy, you got this," and I'm like, oh my gosh, a 4-year-old that would tell me I got this in this kind of situation, and I'm just like, I'm like, okay, we got this, we can do it.
Eventually, the fire died down a little bit, and 2 locals helped them stay at the seawall. Then, finally, safety.
It's surreal. It's still it's something you never forget. I still close my eyes and I have like flashes of what's happening. It's frightening.
In Fresno, Vivian Yvonne, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Just an incredible story, and this as well. 2 Merced County firefighters on their way to help with the recovery efforts. CAL FIRE sending 67 people to Maui, among them Assistant Fire Chief Mark Pimentel and Battalion Chief Joey Felix. The 2 will help in recovery efforts and emergency mitigation measures. We'll have our final forecast right after the break.
Stop right there. This week, the Denny's Super Slam is only $9.99. Hungry for all your breakfast favorites? When you want America's biggest breakfast for only $9.99 at Denny's,
it's diner time.
Now open really late.
Are you ready to put down roots and invest in a home? Is your family growing? Are you looking to downsize? Deciding when to buy or sell a home is a personal decision. Here at the Fresno Association of Realtors, we listen to our clients' needs. Backed with neighborhood insight and industry data, we guide clients through the process and advocate for them every step of the way. Build a relationship with a local realtor and make the real estate choice that is right for you.
Ooh, there's only 2 chairs left. You better hurry.
No time? That's what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine. Not today, brother.
Go, 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 go.
You got this. Mom? You snooze, you lose.
C'est la vie, as I always say.
Dad, you've never said that before.
Never. The BMW Electric Summer on Sales event is on now. Lease the 2023 BMW i3 Drive 35 for $499 per month now through September 4th.
Accelerated urgent care, feel better, faster from anywhere. A doctor visit while you're on the go. Telemedicine from your phone. Accelerated urgent care. Accelerated urgent care, feel better, faster from anywhere. A doctor visit while you're on the go. Telemedicine from your phone. Accelerated urgent care.
Shoo-wee, that is fast.
I'm telling you, these guys are pros. They made my glasses the same day.
The same day? Shoo-wee.
Oh, yeah. Other stores make you wait, but Eyeglass World makes their glasses right there in their same-day lab.
I'm at a loss for words.
How about shoo-wee?
Shoo-wee.
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
Your life is important. Your family and your community count on you every day. But when you are hurt on the job, all of that can be taken from you. That's why you need Barry Smith and Bartell. Our attorneys understand how devastating a workplace injury can be and are dedicated to helping you secure the benefits you deserve. Call today and let us get you back to what's most important, your life. Barry Smith and Bartell, bringing justice to injured workers.
To help prevent bleeding gums, try saying hello gum wash with Parodontax Active Gum Health. It kills 99% of plaque bacteria and forms an antibacterial shield. Try Parodontax Active Gum Health mouthwash.
All right, before we go, we want to get one final look at the forecast. Just sticky, humid, icky.
The heat advisory continues, and even though the heat advisory expires tomorrow night at 11, and we have days that are not in triple digits, it'll still be very humid on those days. And look at Monday, 82 degrees. You say, yay, not as hot. It is going to be even more humid than what we're experiencing right now. So be ready. The humidity is sticking around.
Summer's almost over. That's the good news.
Eventually.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Ksee 24 is your local weather authority, always the most accurate, and now the Chuck Chansey Getaway Forecast gives exclusive regional information for your weekend. AJ Rubin and the Chuck Chansey Getaway Forecast is all you need, and it's all on Ksee 24, your local weather authority.
At Jacoby & Myers, we've been helping California accident victims for over 50 years. We've gotten clients 10, 20, even 100 times more than the insurance company's original offer. That's the difference experience makes. Choose Jacoby & Myers.
Loud garage doors sound like bump, 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 bump. Usually customers don't know that their garage doors are loud until we get there and we fix it, and then they're like, wow, this is so much quieter than it used to be. Precision is here to help.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
A nation overcoming yesterday's challenges with hope for tomorrow.
Make no mistake, you guys are definitely making a difference.
Standing ovation.
There's a morning program out there celebrating the best of us.
I'm so happy that we're showing your stories.
This is news for all America, from all across America. It's morning in America.
Hey, stop.
Can I get Ruly? Don't beg. Sunday coming.
Is that good? I can't tell.
There's no such thing as out of bounds. Find adventure at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Find your comfort footwear at Roxanne's Birkenstock, the Valley's largest Birkenstock retailer. Save now at our Good Vibes semi-annual sale. 40 years of exceptional customer service. Shop locally owned, Roxanne's Birkenstock.
Ksee 24 is your local weather authority. Always the most accurate. And now the Chuck Chansey Getaway Forecast gives exclusive regional information for you. All you need, and it's all on Ksee 24, your local weather authority.